Ugh, my head. I just said I'd have a nap until Chapter 5 news dropped. What the hell happened? Huh? What's that noise over there?
Can Enhance Plus change SS lighting zones? Are levels getting gameplay changes and will we
Enhanced
be able
Plus,
to
not
customize
counting
visual
tablet
changes
controls.
in Enhanced Plus?
Enhanced Plus.
Well, it looks like after nearly 4 years, I have no excuse but to rank all the levels. Let's go. Obviously, your first question is going to be, well, how is this being ranked? Great question. It's been a few years, so getting to replay these is a good nostalgia factor. Here's how I'm going to rank the levels. Firstly, level design. For a stage to be good, an immersive atmosphere and character design is necessary. Contrast between the zones, frenzy forms, bosses, etc. Secondly, progression. How does the level feel in terms of pacing? Too quick? Sluggish? Are the zones consistent to each other, or is there one section that everyone dreads? This allows you to see how the stage feels, not just how it looks. Thirdly, the enemies. Do they have a unique power that is entertaining? Are they reasonably difficult, or do they make you want to cry? Are they frustrating, or entertaining? What about personalities? Are they well written? That's something you have to take into account. Fourth, boss and escape. Cool, you have a good base level, but if the climactic part of the level is underwhelming, it kind of sells the whole experience. Fifth, soundtracks. Now, Dan doesn't normally miss, but some just hit harder than others. And that's about it. For each level, I'll include changes that I think would massively benefit the experience in Enhanced Plus. Vince won't see it, but it allows some thought. Remember, these are all just my opinions. So let's get started with number 8. Okay, I get it. I can hear you screaming already. Yes, and you. Look, my shitty character is literally just that guy with a letter stuck on it. But the level design itself is pretty good. It's an interesting and unique setting with really bizarre character design, which honestly is the reason why it overshadowed Crazy Carnevil on launch. People love the design of the Dread Ducky and the Doom Ducky. It's just so random. The option to press a little keypad to reach the secrets is a fun concept, but there are some immediate downsides. Firstly, the zones are practically the same, just sewer and then bigger sewer. Pre-enhanced, there was at least a little bit of differentiation between them, with Zone 2 being darker, but now it's just boring, honestly. The lighting is pretty decent, but the sameness of it all leads to it feeling like a drag, and that leads us to the pacing. My god, it is such a snooze fest. It's roughly 20 to 25 minute game time for an S rank, but that time just does not feel action packed. I understand that it's part of the mechanic, but half the level is just opening doors and baiting the duckies. By the end of the level, I'm just tired. The duckies themselves, they're okay. A stun attack is a decent introduction in the 4th level. In terms of difficulty, they line up pretty well. They got buffed in the 1.9.6 update, and it feels appropriate. By themselves though, they don't speak and act as a feral enemy. The lore about them being liars is interesting though. The boss in Stranger Sewers is arguably the first actual boss, and it's okay. Turn the valve, survive the duckies running around, bog standard. Probably the most entertaining part of the level. The escape is also pretty good all things considered. Running from Doom Ducky is linear, but still action packed. Though, after playing it more than once, it's just routine rather than tense. With soundtracks, there's not much to say. They're Just Duckies is practically just ambient, and It's Time to Leave will end up just being a soundtrack you're sick of hearing by the end of the level. It goes on forever. The boss theme though, it's okay. And I feel the need to say this. By God, the bugs make me want to cry. Getting stuck behind any raised ground, Ducky AI geeking out, teleportation just deciding not to work, it's the Chapter 3 effect. So, while not a bad level, it's my least favourite to play. Cool designs, but currently not in the best state. But how can it improve? Firstly, the lighting. Giving the zone some contrast should help with the fatigue associated with the level. Secondly, bug fixes. Self-explanatory, but it can be really frustrating at times. So with that, let's go to the final results. Wait, stop. Let me explain. Don't let the nostalgia get in your way. Just don't go bananas.
Oh shit!
Anyway, yeah, the level design is iconic. Since 2014, the hotel has been the main representation of Dark Deception. The tight, cramped corridors require you to listen to the monkey's footsteps to get around. The graphics and lighting are okay overall. There's nothing to note, as again, it's an enclosed area, and the first chapter. It's not meant to be showy or anything. If I want to be extra, I can point out the few point lights and misaligned textures just to nitpick. The monkeys, though, are just beyond iconic. Great character design. Flashbacks to 2014.
What the fuck is that?
11 years ago. Man. The chef monkeys are just a reskinned base monkey though. Not really inventive as a boss. The progression of the level is good as a whole. Though I can't give it too much credit when you can finish it in like 7 minutes with no powers. During a first playthrough, the build up knowing you have to follow the monkey into the lift is really unsettling. Though past that, it's just boring waiting for Biz to give you the tablet. The fast paced action allows for it to be quite replayable though. The monkeys themselves though, besides the cool design, have nothing to offer. Like the duckies, they are just feral. Representing murderers makes sense given it's in their name, but again that's nothing really special. It makes sense as it's the first level, but if we're comparing the levels it just falls short. No powers, no personality. Alongside this, the AI makes you want to implode. For some reason they made it more difficult and enhanced, constantly getting cornered or outmaneuvered. Vince, we have no powers in this level. Previously, they just used to follow you. Good. But now they just kick your ass. And it leads to a lot of people rage quitting the game on the first level.
In your face, Mr. Monkey!
I'm gonna say it. I am. I don't like the boss. It's bad. The already difficult level adds extra chef monkeys to chase you, and the chef monkeys guarding the entrance. It isn't even a boss per se. It just makes people want to give up. Arguably, this is the hardest level to do well on in story mode. No dialogue, no nothing, just straight torture. It wasn't needed. A first level doesn't need a boss in my opinion. The escape partially saves it though. Seeing the monkey itself onto the lift makes you a little startled on the first playthrough, and when all the monkeys leave the lifts, it's pretty climactic. I will give the soundtrack some credit. Going Up is a banger, no question. Monkey Business is iconic and truthfully one of the most recognisable themes of the game. Feeding Frenzy is meh as a chase theme, mostly just ambient sounding. And Pizza Time, yeah, I don't need to give explanation, it's just sampled. Boom, there are my points. What can be done to improve the level? Speed fire round. 1. Make the monkeys dumber for lenience. 2. In replay mode, give the player access to the tablet immediately. 3. Fix the few misaligned textures and occasional clippy objects. 4. Rework the boss in some shape or form. They could just make the chef monkey the frenzy form and make them like 2% faster than the regular monkeys. Overall, an OG classic from 2014. But let's not let nostalgia blind us. The potential is there, but as of now, it's number 7. Let's go to the results. Yep, chapter 3 is getting slandered again. Take this! Just kidding. The level is okay, better than Stranger Sewers. To start off with, the level design is getting the first actual high ranking of the video. Unironically, the area next to the portal is more impressive than Mascot Mayhem's castle area. The Ferris wheel, the carousel, it's pretty beautiful. Zone 1 is surreal and trippy, with the jack-in-the-boxes still making me shit myself whenever I hear Pop Goes the Weasel. Zone 2 is just genius level design. It's big, but it doesn't feel like too much, unlike some levels. In post-Chapter 3 patches, they added more to it, which I thought was a good idea on Glowstick's part. The transition between the zones with the roller coaster is also brilliant. Overall, a great job. And here's where it goes downhill. The pacing of the level just lets it down immediately. The intro going into Zone 1 is okay, but Zone 1 itself, yeah, it's just boring. Being chased by a whopping 2 clown cars with the barren empty zone is just boring. It's not bad, it's just boring. Like you're just waiting out for Zone 2. Speed boost, primal fear, repeat. The shards are so spread out, it's just sluggish at points. Again, saving the level is definitely Zone 2. It's long, but it's action-packed and keeps you attentive at all times. The lead up to the boss is decent, making you run back to the portal before being stopped by the horny red sack. Yeah, no, I won't call him that anymore. And the boss is pretty quick and respectable. Their level might be a tad too long, but that's just Zone 1 causing the issue. But here's the thing, the Chapter 3 effect is in full swing. The bugs are absolutely horrendous on this level. On launch, most people just completely skip Zone 2. How does that even happen? It really drags down the level, and it has potential to be so much higher. It's a shame. Honestly, I think the clown gremlins are a little more interesting than the ones prior. Sure, again, they are feral, but the way the grouping mechanic between them works and them popping out of existence from the clown cars is entertaining. A swarming mechanic goes well with a stun mechanic, like fire versus water, light versus dark, Vince versus delays. It's just a generational power balance, though, again, no personality. And the Goliath clowns are just bigger clowns. Cool, that's definitely not been done already. If I were to be a monster, I would probably turn into one of these guys. I do like the boss, it's good. Doug being given a hammer is funny in the context, and being able to whack the shit out of the gremlins is pretty entertaining. It's not too long, and not too challenging either. Just deal with the Goliath clown's hands, and then poof, you run to the portal, to Malik's dismay.
No!
My only real gripe with the boss is how similar the clowns and the Goliath clowns are. But, good news, that's actually being fixed for once. Hey ho, cheers Vince. And the escape is just running back to the portal. Though you can argue that in this instance the boss and the escape are intertwined, so it's okay. Now, the soundtracks are heating up. They are good in this level. Big Top Trouble really sets the atmosphere and is brilliant as a roaming theme. Departing Sanity remains one of my favourite chase themes, given the anxiety that it brings.
It's showtime!
Is also great as a boss theme. It smacks you in the face and slowly rises with the crescendo. Funhouse Folly is just transitional, nothing special. And the secret one that no one talks about, Dramatic Danger, is played for like 10 seconds, so I can't really say much. But overall, the best performance on the list so far. Alright, that's Crazy Carnevil. Let's look at some improvement points. Number 1, either make Zone 1 quicker or more challenging. I would go with the latter, to be honest. 2, at the same time, make Zone 1 less barren. Just give it more stuff as a whole. 3, because of the Chapter 3 effect, holy moly Vince, the bugs need to be fixed. And 4, changing the clown gremlins in the boss fight, which, in all fairness, is being done. Overall, a solid performance. Great visuals and gameplay, but just weighed down by the bugs and the pacing. Let's go to number 5. Yeah, this one's a big one. Barely buried. I'll start this off quick. This level is fucking beautiful. Honestly, gorgeous. The outside area, the ring altar room, zone 3, etc. Even zone 2 has some merit, which is a hot take for a lot of people. A lot of areas just make you feel secluded, lost, alone, which is a wonderful feeling to encapsulate into a level. It fulfills its purpose. However, the biggest flaw: pacing. This level is just way too fucking long. Just obnoxiously long. If it was more action-packed, I'll be fine with it. But it's just not. 2 boss fights, 3 zones, transitional zones, backtracking, an escape. Come on, man. It takes up to 40 minutes sometimes. That is... yeah, man, it's just a snooze fest. Zone 1 isn't really a zone per se, just a try not to get hit by Trigger Teddy challenge. This, with no powers for the majority of the level, just makes it brutal in terms of pacing. I'd kill for speed boost to be the first power we received. Zone 2 is fine with pacing. Again, it is a bit spread apart, but it's bearable with the powers given. But past that, Jesus. A boss, leading into another zone, leading into another boss. And get this, all that, and the escape is too short. My lord. Final point, Malik in your ear is pretty funny. Until it isn't. And then he won't shut up. Shout out Mama Bear though. First character on the list that isn't feral. She's a threat throughout the level, freaks me out, and has cool character design. Her spawning Trigger Teddies and giving you grainy vision I think is an interesting concept, and her randomly deciding to speed up makes me shit myself. Though she is a bit dense, the backstory of abusive parents is a nice touch. The Teddies? Freaky as hell. I like it, especially without the head. My lord. Though, I don't know why Doug doesn't just punt them like a football. Like, get off me you little fucking fetus. Them blowing up is a cool concept, but it can get old real quick when you accidentally die trying to stun them. Especially when they all group up in the middle due to the AI. Boss and escape? It's confusing to me. Sure, there's a beefy amount of content with the bosses, but they're pretty sloppy with the execution. The first boss involves pretty much scrapping with Mama Bear's arms, with Trigger Teddies occasionally popping out, and the second boss is blowing Mama Bear up repeatedly until she... The escape though, it had so much potential, and they made it less than 2 minutes long. It's so unsatisfying considering Daniel's OST for it is like 4 minutes long and cinematic. And that wraps in nicely to our next point. Soundtracks. Yeah. Barely Buried is fucking awesome with the soundtracks. Trigger Teddy Picnic is a nice little fun tune, though you get kinda sick of hearing it if you have to repeat Zone 1. What Lies Beneath is honestly one of my favourite soundtracks of all time. Nostalgia wise as well. 2019, hearing Glowstick dropped a new track and hearing that, oh my god. Uninvited Guest is also a great track. The way it progressively builds up into the crescendo halfway through, it's amazing. Better Off Dead is pretty much just a calmer version of Uninvited Guest, though it does complement the other nicely. Maternal Instinct is an okay boss theme, just doesn't really match the intensity of the boss at times. More so a fault of the gameplay rather than the OST. Deliverance is just spectacular. Cinematic, climactic, all the synonyms. The gameplay lets it down though. Wow, that was a lot. Let's dive into some potential improvements. Number 1. Zone 2 could have some detail added, for sure, though I believe that's being done, so well done Vince. 2. In my opinion, the second boss could have some reworking with the animation and the surroundings. It's a bit clunky. 3rd. Make the escape more dramatic and increase the length. Now I'm not saying make the level 55 minutes long, but come on. An escape that short for a level that long? It's just not happening. 4. Adjust the Trigger Teddy AI so they actually wander around and don't just group up all together in the middle. And then 5, the obligatory Chapter 4 bug fixes. The way the level is laid out makes it difficult to make major improvements without changing the level directly, but honestly, I respect the grind of them making it so long. Onwards to number 4. Oh, Elementary Evil. The level that truly got me into this game. Was it a curse or a blessing? To this day, I still don't know. I fucking love the current level design. It's short but sweet. No loading areas, the whole map is just right there in one shebang. 2 zones, with one being a clean-ish school and the other being a set 8 classroom doing a chemistry practical. The contrast between them adds to the horror factor, but just makes it refreshing. You just can't get tired of the environment, with the occasional just adding to the atmosphere. Genuinely, just wonderful. I get giddy thinking about it. The ring altar room, of all places, being a playground is really amusing to me, and yet, as it is the centre of the nightmare, logically makes sense. And the pacing of the level holds up pretty well too. A skippable introduction, a quick and easy zone 1, reasonable time to transition into zone 2, with the zone itself also being reasonable. So it's going really well so the boss. Yeah, it goes on for too long. I don't even want to count. People used to be able to finish Elementary Evil quicker than Monkey Business before the boss was introduced. It definitely needs some trimming. As a whole, decent pacing, but the boss is too long. And oh boy, Agatha. The character design is incredible. Innocent, yet absolutely horrifying. Sentient, and with a funny personality. Constantly mocking you as the level goes. She has a crucial role in the story, even murking Base after Mascot Mayhem. Her story is intrinsically woven into the games, and because of that, she's automatically rated higher. Her teleportation is brilliant as a horror tactic, though it can get frustrating occasionally as she may bullshit you sometimes. Other than that, there isn't really anything else to the level in terms of danger. Yet. Yeah, here's the weak side. Boss and escape. The escape portion, running from Malik, is okay. It's a bit difficult to navigate, but the challenge is appropriate and it isn't too long. As I stated prior though, the boss is obnoxiously long. If it involved something different, I would be fine with it, but it's literally just running in a circle repeatedly. Like, okay then, cheers Agatha. And after that, she tweaks out and another flaw arises. This white bit here, you can't see shit. And a lot of people die here getting lost, and you have to do the whole boss again. Yeah, no thanks. The soundtracks keep it nice and simple. They're also mostly over 6 years old. Jeez. Last Day of School is such a good roaming theme. Not over the top, but definitely what I associate with Dark Deception. Scared of a Little Girl is peak Dark Deception. It blends into the roaming theme, but also adds to the panic and intensity of the situation. I don't even get sick of it either like some chase themes. Great job. Share Your Pain is a newer one, and honestly makes the boss more bearable. It's pretty good. It shares the childish nature of Agatha's tantrum quite well. And there's another OST coming, but you know, I can't include it considering that's an Enhanced Plus. Oh well. And there you go. A very solid level, but it's the second one. Not too much to show, but in what it does pretty well. Here's what I'll do to improve it. Firstly, make the boss shorter and remove the white light at the end. 2, tweak Agatha's AI slightly in Zone 2 and make it more apparent where she is walking occasionally. And then 3, minor graphical improvements. Other than that, spot on Glowstick. Based on the last Q&A, they seem to be beefing up this level quite a bit. Let's pray they pull it off. Alright, number 3. Honestly, I reluctantly put this level here. As a whole, I think Elementary Evil is better, but there's just so much in Mascot Mayhem that in this instance, the quantity beats the quality. I recognise that it's getting beefed up in Enhanced Plus, so let me get into it. First of all, yeah, the level design is pretty good. There's large contrast between the zones. The outside, slightly depressing park, leading to the mundane, behind-the-counter-esque warehouses, all the way down to the production factory. I'm a sucker for zone variation, though the zones are pretty empty at points. Like I said earlier, Crazy Carnevil is more impressive than the theme park. The graphics and lighting are solid behind them, though again, I share the sentiment with many people. There could just be more, both in terms of props and in size, and thankfully Glowstick are doing that. I've never been more glad to hear something. The camera trap is a decent idea, but the execution is and the noise makes me want to cry. Accurate to real life. The pacing is consistent. In my opinion, the most repeatable level in Chapter 4. All parts of the level are roughly equal in length, bar Zone 3, and the level has a smooth, linear progression with cutscenes in between. Honestly, I respect that. Even if it's lacking in some departments, no one can deny that this is one of the smoothest levels to play. Even the boss and escape is fine, though Vince needs to add an option to skip the sappy monologue at the end. That's the only blow to the pacing. Alrighty, the big part, the enemies. I'll go in order from worst to best. Penny. What a fumble. What could have been a character with a fanatical love for Lucky, influencing the level, just turned into a monotonous snooze fest. She's Murder Monkey-esque speed with a lack of a clear character. She can throw eggs though. Cool. It's just a slower Reaper Nurse reskin. At this point in time, she only has one jump scare, though that is a bug. So, yeah, no. Lucky is an interesting case though. He is absolutely relentless through the level, and yeah, I like his personality. He adds flair to it. Is he overrated? Also, yeah. He's a leader, sure, but I don't know how to express this. There were so many missed opportunities to show that he was the leader of the crew, but it just didn't come off very well. And the goat, no, the pig, Hangry. Best mechanic in the level, just obliterating everything in his path. He's funny, his dialogue is hilarious, but he's also terrifying simultaneously. Best character. Boss. It's okay, but for Chapter 4, maybe a bit lacking. Press a few buttons, push Joykill into the molten steel, cool stuff. Then you piss off with the escape sequence, which has so much more potential. And thankfully Vince is making it happen. Thank you, Vince, truly. The castle is literally going to blow up now. Holy shit. As of now though, you just need to survive Joykill in the ring altar room for 2 minutes, then you leave. Pretty bog standard. Again, it does have crazy potential. With the soundtracks, oh boy. Joy Joy Ditty, they're just pissing about here. I like it. Only the Joyful sets the stage, but is just a slowed down version of the one I just talked about. Feel the Joy is one of my favourite Chase OSTs, and I will not elaborate further. Actually, no, I will. The squeakiness and the childish nature of it just alludes to the theme park. I really do appreciate that. Feeling Lucky is great for Zone 3. A lot more anxious, a lot more mechanical. It's a shame the zone is too short, for now. Luck Runs Out is interesting. In my opinion, I actually do prefer the scrapped OST. Oh well. And Joykill is solid. Weirdly enough, it's not even dramatic, just more so hopeless. Uneasy really, like you don't know what to do. But in all fairness, that's what it feels like on the first playthrough, so it's really encapsulated quite well. Man, these are getting longer and longer. But seriously, the potential on this level is crazy. Let's go on to the improvement zone. Firstly, obviously, make the zones bigger, especially Zone 3, which is being done. They need to add more to the zones in terms of props and objects, not inherently just size. They also need to make the escape more dramatic, which they are, in fact, doing. They also need to flesh out the Joy Joy gang a little bit more in terms of their character, which I believe is a part of the Enhanced Plus update. And also, I didn't really mention this, but bugs. Chapter 4. Hand in hand. It's not looking good. I'm really looking forward to this level in Enhanced Plus. It has the opportunity for the biggest comeback in a hot minute. So let's go to number 2. Oh, Torment Therapy. The best Chapter 4 level, but the one with the bug that broke my ears upon launch. Love-hate relationship. Level design. Beautiful. And I will elaborate. The lobby just has spectacular lighting, and the atmosphere. Oh my god. The transition into Zone 1 sees the serenade slowly shift into a clean hospital setting, which just isn't common at all in horror games. Zone 1 honestly just looks so clean. Reflections, the laser traps, no glaze, but my god. The idea of transitioning between zones like transitioning between wards is genius, and it brings a sense of calm alongside it. Travelling on ambulances and actually utilising a power for once. I'm proud, Vince. The only shortcoming probably is Zone 2. It's a good looking zone, but a bit barren. But that is being fixed in Enhanced Plus. Bravo, Glowstick. The pacing is also superb. The introduction should be optional in replay mode, that's the only thing bringing it down, because it is pretty long. But Zone 1 and 2 are just perfect length. The boss and escape blend in nicely, and it's roughly a 25-minute playtime for S rank. There's not a single moment past the introduction where I get bored. Cracking job. The enemies are also sick. The Reaper Nurse's design is just awesome. So out of the box, they look alive yet dead simultaneously, almost like some Schrödinger conundrum. They aren't feral, and the way they just try and lure in the player to kill them initially and just fail. It's pretty funny. You can see the psychology behind them, being the souls of abused women in relationships and the distaste for the dog. The pill throw could probably be implemented slightly better, but it's so much better than Penny's eggs. That's for certain. They're also a challenge, but they're not too difficult. The invisibility is so cool. You can only detect them through their effects and sounds, if you're not using telepathy, and that, paired with the speed that they have due to the roller skates, man. I could keep going on forever, but I need to continue. The boss and escape, clean, smooth, what can I say? You're fighting the matron on top of ambulances, teleporting between them. You grab a syringe, stun a nurse, and whack them off to knock the matron off balance. Fun gameplay, and still difficult. It makes you utilise your powers, and involves a weapon. Brilliant. I enjoy the matron as a character. She is threatening, fucking massive, and actually poses a threat. The lack of Malik in this level, funnily enough, makes it better, I think. It's like a break from him constantly being up your arse. The music alongside this is so cinematic, so by the time you're done, the escape is nice and quick. Not like Barely Buried, because it actually feels satisfying. And the soundtracks, I love them. Healing Hospitality just has you bobbing your head even though it sounds like a Geometry Dash level. Cold Hearted is honestly one of my favourite tracks of all time, and I don't know why. The respiratory machine, the heartbeat, the quiet, it's just beautiful. And this is also true for Take Your Medicine. For chapters 1 to 4, this is my favourite chase theme. The rapid heart rate turning into a flatline is just genius. Dan, bravo. And True Colours is probably the weakest of the bunch, but it's not even bad as a whole. I just don't think it really matches the vibe of Zone 2. But that's not the fault of the soundtrack. Patient Transfer, by god what a track. Splits into multiple parts depending on where you are in the boss/escape. Cinematic, climactic, basically Deliverance gone right. I think it's apparent why this is my favourite chapter 4 level. The consistency is just unreal. Improvements? Yeah, of course, there's always room. Firstly, add some oomph to Zone 2, like some props or whatever, which is being done. Secondly, make the introduction skippable. It's not really great in replay mode. Third, fix the nurse's AI in certain sections. It can get a little bit weird. And fourth, obligatory bug fixes. But that's all I could really think of. I like this level, I really do. I love consistency and it's made me proud. And here we go. I'm not sure if anyone's surprised by this, but here's my number 1 pick. the GOAT of the game. And as of now, it's undisputed. But it might even hold that title in Enhanced Plus. We'll see. Deadly Decadence. Level design. It genuinely blows me away every time. And to think it's getting another upgrade. My god. The outdoor area is just beautiful with the lighting. The moonlight reflecting into the crisp hedge maze. I could make a whole poem about it. The way the fire and the water flows. How in Zone 2 there's a faint golden glow. How the moonlight gently flies through all the windows. It's honestly amazing. 2 zones of straight consistency. Peak level design. All I need for them is to increase the skybox resolution, and that is literally it. And like I said, it's consistent. The pacing is amazing. No part of the level overpowers any other. Zone 1, Zone 2, and the escape are intertwined in such a way that they are equally distributed, unlike any other level. It's about a 15-minute S rank and keeps you entertained the whole time with the gameplay. The Gold Watchers. The fucking Gold Watchers. I'm not trying to gush, but my god. Weeping Angel mechanic, hell yes. To think that in Enhanced Plus, they made them go to the gym as well. They're going to be so threatening. I wouldn't even say they're feral per se. They seem somewhat sentient. And that's the charm. You don't know. They snicker at you, make noises at you to put you off, and it's been so effective at scaring so many people. The way they tried to use the ring piece to make more of them and forge them out of nothing is slightly horrifying, and that lore behind them just brings out their character even more. In terms of the boss and escape, yeah, sure, they didn't have a boss before. It was mostly an escape, and yeah, maybe I would prefer that. But the way they implemented it wasn't in such a way that it felt forced, as opposed to the first 2 levels. In Monkey Business, there was just no need, it just feels odd. In Elementary Evil, it just seems too fleshed out, but in Deadly Decadence, the boss is intertwined with the escape in such a way that it doesn't feel like a problem. All you have to do is allow the Titan Watcher to smash through the gate with his axe. But no, in terms of execution, they nailed it, really. Sure, there could be minor adjustments with the lighting or whatever, but yeah, the boss and escape is great. And in terms of the soundtracks, Mind Your Manners is honestly amazing. Genuinely. I can see why it's, well, I'm not sure if it still is, but I can see why it initially was Vince's favourite OST in the whole game. It's quick, it's aggressive, makes you nervous, and it fits the theme perfectly. The golden rule alongside this just slots in. They're interchangeable, that's why it works so well. And Don't Look Back, yeah, sure, it may not be one of the most memorable OSTs, but it still works given the situation. And if you check their YouTube channel right now, you can see that they have a new OST out for Deadly Decadence, which really makes you think, what direction is this going to go in Enhanced Plus? I don't know. So Deadly Decadence. Wow. That is Dark Deception right there. No ifs, ands or buts, it's the perfect level in the game right now. There's barely any improvements that I can actually think of at the top of my head. Firstly, increase the skybox resolution. Secondly, maybe minor graphical adjustments, but I couldn't even name where off the top of my head. Thirdly, yeah, I'm stuck. I can't think of anything else. If you have anything else, comment it down below, but as of right now, crazy potential for Enhanced Plus. It could just retain the title, if not blow every other level out of the water. The way it's just constructed allows it to be perfect. I'm not glazing, I promise. But yeah, that's number 1. Let's see where we're at with the final results. So, this is where we're at. The real question is, where do I think the levels could be after Enhanced Plus? Let me do a little shuffling. There. As you can see, all the levels have some form of potential. Each has their own merits, but some are naturally better than others. This is the scenario where Vince enters God mode and makes Enhanced Plus a goated update. Only time will tell though. Thanks for watching.